Welcome back, and before we go any further, take a second to subscribe to the channel. If you're a collector, a history enthusiast, or someone who still remembers the clink of real money in your hand, this is your space. We dive deep into stories behind coins, their true value, and the mystery they carry. And today, you'll want to stay to the very end, because this isn't just a coin. This is a key to the past that could change your future. Now, imagine holding a piece of silver in your palm. Not just any silver, but a coin that carries the weight of a country, a legacy, and perhaps a hidden treasure. We're talking about the 1969 South African 1 Rand coin. If you were alive back then, maybe in your 20s or 30s, you probably saw it pass through your hands without a second thought. But now, decades later, it may be the most valuable coin you've ever owned. Let's go back to that time. 1969, South Africa was a very different place. Politically, socially, and economically, the country was undergoing major shifts. Amid all this, the government issued a coin that looked simple enough, a 1 Rand piece with the image of a man named Theophilus Ebenezer Donges on one side and the country's coat of arms on the other. The coin itself was strong and heavy, made of 80% silver, with a bold edge and a powerful feel. This wasn't lightweight change. It was money you could feel. Now think about what was happening around the world in 1969. The world was watching the moon landing. Television was black and white in many homes. Records played music in the background. And in your pocket, maybe tucked in a wallet or slipped into a till, that 1 Rand coin quietly sat, unaware that decades later, collectors around the world would be searching for it. For many of us who are now in our late 50s or 60s, there's something incredibly nostalgic about touching a coin from our youth. It reminds us of a time when money wasn't digital. It clinked, it gleamed, and it had weight. The 1969 1 Rand coin is a perfect example of that era. You didn't swipe it. You held it. You spent it. Or maybe you saved it, forgetting that it might one day be worth far more than you imagined. So, what makes this coin so special? First, it's the silver. Real silver. Not plated, not mixed, but a strong 80% silver composition. That alone gives it value in the precious metals market. But that's just the beginning. Because collectors don't just look for metal, they look for stories, rarity, and condition. And this coin has all three. That if your coin is in good condition, no deep scratches, no heavy wear, clear features on both sides, then you might be sitting on something far more valuable than you realize. If it's been kept in a drawer, away from moisture, untouched by time, it could be worth several times more than its face value. If you have a version that was never circulated, what collectors call mint state, that's when things get interesting. And if it has never been touched by human hands without gloves, the kind of condition professionals crave, you're entering a new world entirely. But let's not stop there. There's more. In coin collecting, not all coins are created equal, even within the same year. Some coins may have been struck differently, with slightly sharper detail, cleaner lines, or variations in lettering. Others may be proof coins, made especially for collectors, often in smaller numbers, with greater attention to finish and design. If you happen to have one of those, or if you don't know, but you suspect something unusual about yours, it might be worth taking a much closer look. Now let's speak plainly. Most of these coins won't make you rich. Many of them will sell for a modest amount depending on condition and silver prices. But here's the part that should keep your eyes wide open. In the world of collecting, the exceptional always breaks the rules. There are cases where coins like this, rare, nearly perfect, and desired by top-tier collectors, have reached unimaginable heights. If the right buyer comes along, someone who sees not just silver, but history, legacy, and rarity, your old coin could become something far more. Imagine for a moment that your 1969 1 Rand coin isn't just a dusty old piece of metal in a drawer. Imagine it's a treasure. Picture the thrill of discovering it again after years, holding it up to the light, and realizing that what you've had all along is part of a much bigger story, not just of currency, but of identity, memory, and perhaps faked if you're watching this, and you're the kind of man who remembers coins with stories, who knows the sound of silver against wood, who felt the shift from old currency to new, then this message is for you. This is more than collecting. It's rediscovering a part of your past and seeing it in a new light. Your old coin might be common, but it might be rare. And if it's rare, the possibilities become endless. Now here's the moment you've waited for. In the absolute best possible scenario, and I mean everything aligning perfectly, from pristine condition to an ultra-rare variant, to the perfect buyer at the perfect time, the 1969 1 Rand coin could be worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but up to $9 million. Yes, you heard right. 9 million. That's not the everyday value. That's the top of the mountain. But every collector who ever struck gold started with just one old coin, often forgotten in a drawer.